So what are we going to get to next? Which one do we do? Flip a coin. Ting. Let's go with DC. DC creators will have ownership or equity positions in dark matter books. Did y'all know this? Because I think this is excellent. DC, yet again, is just laying the groundwork for how a comic company should be run. Giving the creatives a stake in the characters they're creating. It's amazing. It's amazing. Think of that. So this, according to bleedingcool.com, it looks like DC's creators will have a little extra incentive to make sure people want to read their dark matter books. Yeah. And what an incentive it is. I think that a lot of people underestimate, I don't know why, but they underestimate the importance of giving people a financial incentive. Like giving them a stake in it, part ownership. Because you're going to put more of yourself into it. You're going to like do as much as you can to make sure it succeeds. You know, like if you're a commissioned salesperson versus an hourly salesperson. Well, you know what? The better you do for them, the better you do for you. It's common sense. And I always think that any creator needs to have a stake in what they have created, what they bring to the table. I've never cared for that business model where businesses say, hey, you worked for us and we were paying you. Your idea becomes our property. It's BS. And I've seen that across the board. It's just a corporate thing. You know, I mean, be it from comic companies, music companies, breweries. I've worked at breweries before. And, you know, any beer you develop while you're there belongs to that company. You know, you can't take it with you. So DC co-publishers Dan Didio and Jim Lee bravely spoke with comic industry website and Insomnia Cure ICV2. This is, of course, being bleeding cool. They've got to take a stab at competition. Despite witnessing what happened when Marvel's top executives did that earlier this year. Well, that's not, I don't believe that's ICV2's fault. I believe that might be Marvel's fault. But I digress. Bleeding cool with their snark. I'm still reading your article. Continuing. In the course of the conversation, Didio dropped some interesting details about Dark Matter, the line of books featuring new characters by superstar artists hitting stores in the aftermath of Dark Knight's Metal. Dark Matter is a huge influx in new characters into the DCU. What we did is we brought top talent on board. We have Jim Lee, Andy Kubert, John Romita Jr., and a lot of key creators are coming on board to help really elevate and draw attention to these new characters, because it's so hard to get recognized in a crowded marketplace. Thank you for that, Marvel. So you really need the talent to help draw that attention. Yes. Yes, you do. Unless you're Marvel, because they don't really move the needle. All these talents are participating in the books, whether that's creator-owned or taking equity positions. They have vested value in participating in helping creating this. If these books win, we all win, which is, I think, the fairest way to approach anything. It's an exciting moment for us because I feel honestly, since I've been at DC, and you can look back almost to the start of Image, this is probably the largest creation of new ideas, new books on the superhero level coming from a major company. And reader's note, I want to be there for this. I am genuinely excited to see what these guys are going to come up with. So, Bleeding Cool goes on to say, first of all, who are you and what have you done with the real Dan Didio? This sounds like a really smart move, but never mind that. Creator ownership, equity positions, that's a sweet deal. Then again, it's worth pointing out that Ellen Moore probably thought the same thing when he signed the contract for Watchmen. So Rich adds a note, which I'm not going to bother reading, because I think it's, whatever. But I think that, you know, I'm just, no pun intended, I am marveling at how well DC is playing the game now. And I just, you know, if you want to have a successful company, do what DC is doing and do the opposite of what Marvel is doing. Period. Respecting artists? What? They make a difference? What? You know, and I'm not going to sit here and say that DC can do no wrong, because clearly DC can do wrong. Anybody can do wrong. Nobody's perfect. We're all infallible. And No, I mean, excuse me. We're all fallible, not infallible. We yeah, I don't want to put DC on such a high pedestal, but I mean, they are really, really, they're going to take the crown. No, they don't. See that video where I said DC was going to take the crown from Marvel. Quite possibly, I was speaking in terms of market share and sales numbers. So officially, they've had the crown on their head for limited amounts of time, but they have not taken it from Marvel yet. They need to take that crown and hold on to it and be ahead of the game. And you know, we'll see. They're getting real close. So another hand clap for DC. I'm really impressed. And I did actually get to buy some comic books. I don't have any of them in front of me, but I did actually go buy some comic books. I actually bought Superman number 26 or 27. I think it was 26. The one where they're just doing a lot of talking. I appreciated that issue. That was I saw that Captain Cummings actually watched one of his videos. I watched a few of them now, a couple of reviews, and yeah, he talked swimmingly about it. He flipped through the pages, and I was like, you know what? I agree with him. I like what they're doing there. And I went and bought a copy, and then apparently the next issue they're doing more talking, and I wanted to get it, and Superman's walking around in a goddamn Hamilton t-shirt. Yeah, you just had to throw that in there, didn't you? You just had to throw that in there. It's not a deal breaker, but it's just annoying. But, it is what it is. Subtle things are subtle things, whatever. Still might go get that issue because, the writing seems solid, and they're trying to talk about, history in America and whatnot, and it's respectful, so... Yeah. Good on you, DC. Keep paying the artists. Keep drawing that top talent. Let's see if Marvel can survive. Anybody want to take bets? Taking bets. Is Marvel going to survive? Maybe. By the way, did you guys catch the if Marvel Comics on Twitter were a rock band? If you didn't, that's the reason why this podcast is late. That video was supposed to take like 15 minutes and ended up taking hours to finish. It was ridiculous how long it took. So I'm not going to do very many of those. I'm just, I feel like I did okay on that video. But if you haven't seen it, check it out. Let me know what you think. I said what Marvel thinks they sound like, and then what Marvel actually sounds like on Twitter. Check it out. But yeah, I'm not going to do very many of those. But with that said, I do have one that I'm going to be working on throughout the rest of this week. And I hope you appreciate it. It's something that hit me, and it's a kind of a prophetic metaphor, for a movie trailer that recently came out. And it is, well, I don't want to spoil it. But look for that over the next few days. I'll try to put it up. I'll try to have it up at least by the weekend. But given the amount of time it took me to do a 45-second long video, who knows? Because this one's going to be edited together and have narration and all that good jazz. So God help me. Editing person, handle this. Oh, I don't have an editing person. Crap. I need to make more money. Remember, an ad click a day keeps the day job away. Just kidding, Google. That was a parody comment. It was it was for funniness. Please don't strike me. I know it's in the terms and conditions. Please don't.